my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to be painting this Christmas winter scene with a red fox as the main star of the painting. This is a beginner-friendly tutorial. I'm going to teach you step by step how to create the background, how to sketch and paint the red fox, and how to finish the painting. If you would like to see how I created this winter painting with a red fox, stay with me and let's paint together. Today I'm working with the Paulina Art acrylic paint. These are the 500 millimeters bottle of paint acrylic set. I'm going to leave a link up here of the 2 reviews that I've done for the 2 sets that I have. The colors that I'm using today are titanium white, lamp black, yellow ochre, medium yellow, brilliant red, burnt amber, ultramarine blue, and purple. Of course, you can use any acrylic paint in similar colors that you have at home. Today I'm working on a 9x12 canvas, which I have prepared the night before with a coat of white gesso. I'm going to sketch my background using gray Crayola chalk. And the first thing I'm going to do is divide the surface in the middle. And again, this way. This gives me 4 quadrants, approximately the same way. This way I can plan the landscape and what's going to go where. I'm going to start by defining the land line, and it's going to start a little bit above this upper quadrant, and it's going to go down like this. This is going to be the land line. And the moon is going to be in the center of this quadrant around here. Now you can add a star in here instead of the moon. I'm going to start working with white, blue, and purple, and I'm going to mix a dark purpley blue . I want more blue in there. I wanted more blue than purple actually. I'm using a round sponge that is damp. I'm going to pick up some of this color. And with the dark purpley blue, I'm going to start applying it at the top of the canvas. And I can do the edges of the canvas as well. And I'm just going on the upper part. I'm now going to add some white to this color to lighten this purpley blue. And I'm going to start adding this color underneath. I'm leaving the space that I deemed where the moon is going to go. I'm going to add even more white to this color. I want a very, very pale version of this color. And I'm going to add this on this section. And I'm going to do a soft blending of these 3 different shades. And I'm going to keep working with these 3 colors until I'm happy with the background. Once I'm happy with the background and the blending, I'm going to let this dry. And while this dries, I'm going to work on the land line. And for that, I'm going to use a medium-sized filbert brush. And I'm going to pick up blue. Again, I'm going to use the same colors with a dab of purple and white. And with this color, I'm going to define the land line here. And it's not going to be even. It comes down in here. And I've added more white, and I can have another valley up here. This one is the same color, just a bit lighter, just to convey that this one is further away. And I'm going to paint all this area with this color. And I'm following the shape of the valley with the brush strokes. I make sure the sides have paint as well. While this dries, I'm going to finish the moon, and I want a nice full moon. So I'm going to pick up a lid. The lid is going to guide me, and with white chalk, I'm going to trace around the lid to have a nice round moon. And I'm going to use a small round brush, and I'm going to paint the moon. I'm not going to do it as large as the drawing, but this is going to guide me. I'm going to let the first layer of the moon dry, and I'm going to start working with a small filbert brush, and I'm going to pick up the blue that I'm working with today, and I'm going to add some brown, and I'm going to add white to this color. And I'm going to add more blue. I wanted a tad more blue, like a dark grayish blue. And with a small filbert brush, I'm going to pick up some of this color. And I'm going to create the effect of vegetation back here. I'm just dabbing the brush. And this gets lost in the horizon. And with the palette knife, I'm going to draw some lines here, creating the effect of branches. This vegetation follows down the valley like that. I have white now on the same brush, and I'm going to add the effect of snow on the tops of these bushes. A little bit at the bottom, but mainly at the tops. And now I'm going to pick up the medium filbert brush, and I have white. I'm going to start creating the effect of snow in here. just by doing gentle strokes and following the shape of the valley. And I can add some in the distance here. And I want to see some of the purpley blue underneath. Creates a better snow effect than if this was all white. I'm gonna let this dry. Let's go back to the moon. And I have some of the colors that I use to paint the sky here. And I'm just going to dab on this side of the moon. I'm using the small round brush. This is going to give the moon more of a round effect. And with a clean brush, I'm going to dab to blend this. And I'm going to add more white on this side. I want a very bright full moon. A Christmas star would look really nice on this painting as well. Okay, we're going to let all of this dry before we proceed. Okay, the background is dry now to the touch. And I'm going to divide the canvas in the center. And I'm going to draw a line in here. Because I want the fox in this side of the canvas. And the fox is going to be on this area. He's going to be sitting on a mound of snow. So from this line and the bottom, I'm going to draw the mound where he's going to be sitting, something like this. Okay, I'm going to draw a rectangle in here so I can draw the fox, and it's going to be very close to the center line. I'm going to come up 5 inches this way, and I'm going to mark the inches here. Okay, so I'm coming up 5 inches and across 4. And I'm going to mark them as well in here. And I'm going to come down. And I'm going to mark these lines. These lines are going to guide me. And I can show you how to draw the fox. Okay, and then down here. All right, so I have 5 inches coming up and 4 inches this way to create the rectangle, which is going to be the fox. Now in this 4 at the top, we're going to do the head of the fox. And just to make it easier, I'm going to divide these 2 upper quadrants in the middle. Okay, and the face of the fox is going to be a triangle like this. And this is going to be rounded a little bit. And the ears are going to come out to each corner. Like that. Foxes have large ears. The chest is going to come down this way, and the back is going to come from this line. And I'm going to do a soft slope that is going to join the back here, like that. And the legs are going to come, this is the bottom 4 quadrants. the legs are going to come down here. There's one, and the other one there. We're not going to see them very much. And the back leg is going to fold here and come this way. I'm going to do a nice long tail that is going to cover the feet. The long tail is going to come down this way and up like this. Red foxes have beautiful long tails. I'm going to trace all of this. The fur on the chest is like a triangle as well. It starts there and it's going to come down like this onto the chest. So it's like a triangle as well. And his back is going to curve a little bit and down. I'm going to use a fine liner brush to trace the fox. If you don't feel comfortable sketching with chalk right onto the canvas, you can do it on a piece of paper like I did this one. And once you're happy with the drawing, you can trace this onto the canvas. I'm going to pick up black on my liner brush. And I'm adding water to this to make it nice and inky so I can trace the red fox. And I'm going to start with the head. The head is rounded in here. I'm going to round it up. And then the ears, they're going to come to each corner. And down like that. And I can make corrections at this stage. Now there's a line here, the bottom line, and I'm going to draw the eyes right in here, right above this line. And the eyes of the fox are slanted. The nose is going to be towards the end of the triangle, and it's going to be like a small triangle as well. And I'm going to make a line from the eye that comes down this way and from here, and it opens up like this. Okay. Like that. And you can clean up with a damp brush. Okay, and I'm going to go down a bit, and right underneath the eye I'm going to go down like this. Because foxes have pointy faces, I'm going to go right underneath the eye like this and down. Now this is going to be the white chest area. So I'm just going to define it. And here. And the legs of the fox are coming down in here. Here's one leg. And the other leg here. They have long, skinny legs. And the back leg is folded. So I'm going to do a semicircle like that. And we're going to do the back. The back is a soft slope to the end of the bottom quadrant. The red fox has a beautiful, long, fluffy tail, so I'm going to do the tail right in here. It's covering the legs and the feet. Okay, so we have the sketch of the fox. While the fox dries, I'm going to pick up the small filbert brush, and with the light purpley blue that I've mix for the sky, I'm going to to the mound of snow where he's sitting, like that. And I can add some white in here. Maybe more blue to define the mound. And I'm going to add more dark blue here. This is his shadow. Okay, I'm going to pick up yellow ochre with a small round brush. And with the yellow ochre, I'm going to paint all of the fox. I'm going to leave the lines that define the face and that. The yellow ochre is extremely opaque, so it's going to cover all of the blue underneath the fox. And I can make some corrections. I'm going to make the eyes a little bit smaller. And I'm even going to paint this white fur with this. But I'm leaving the lines so I can see where the legs are and the tail and all of that. Okay, I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes. With a small round brush, I'm going to pick up brown and add a drop of black. I want a dark brown. And I'm going to define the inside of the ear here. And here. Now you can paint your red fox as detailed or as loose as you want to. I'm just emphasizing some parts of the face here. I'm going to paint the legs with this dark brown. And I'm going to leave just a smidge in there to show the separation between the legs. And I'm going to start adding color to the tail, especially at the end of the tail here. And I'm just flicking my brush to create the effect of fur. And I'm following the shape of the tail with the brush strokes. And I'm going to add a little bit of the brown in here. Just in here to show that this leg is folded in here. And a little bit in here to show that there's the arms and fur coming down like this. Let's work on the face. I'm going to mix the yellow ochre with white to create a pale yellow ochre. And I'm going to add this color around the nose and underneath the eye. Can put some above the eye too. And around here, the ears. And with the liner brush and the black brown, I'm going to define the eyes. And the other eye. And I'm going to add a dot of white on each eye. And on the nose. I'm going to make the nose a little bit larger. I do have some brown with yellow ochre. I'm creating a darker yellow ochre, and with this I'm going to define the face a little bit. And I have brown. With the brown, I'm just going to add some detail to the eyes. I'm going to add some white now. I have white now on the liner brush. And I'm going to start adding the white on the chest here. And I'm flicking the brush, creating the effect of fur. And I do want to cover this black that I sketch with. Okay, and we're going to add some on the side here. And remember, this is like a triangle of white fur that comes down into here. And I'm going to add a bit of a highlight on top of the leg here, and this one. And some white fur in here. Sometimes they have white on the legs as well, and the belly. And a little bit at the end here of the butt where the tail starts. And I can add some white to the tail as well. And I'm going to add white, some white here above the nose. And a little bit under the eye. And I can add some on the ear here. can add some hair. Like I said, you can do him as loose or detailed as you want to, as long as you're happy with your painting. And don't be discouraged if it doesn't work out the first time. Sometimes you need to do a painting more than once. Okay, I'm going to add more white in here. Sometimes you need a couple of layers of white. And I have some white and blue. I'm going to add a little bit of that in here, of the pale blue, just to add more dimension to the fur. Let's see how this looks. With a small liner brush, I'm going to mix yellow with a dot of red. I'm going to create this nice orange color. And because this is a red fox, I want to add some of this color. I'm going to dab some of this color. And this is a translucent color because the red and yellow are translucent. So I can add it without fear. I'm going to add some of the color on the legs and on the back like this. And I can add just some yellow in some areas just to create some highlight. With a liner brush and some white, I'm going to add some highlights at the top of the head coming from the moonlight. Maybe some hairs on the ear coming out like this. And on this side. And some hairs there. And on this side as well. I'm just flicking the brush, creating some fur effect where I think it would look nice. And I'm going to blend if it's too much. I'm now going to mix white with a drop of yellow. I want to create a light yellow. I'm using this small round brush. I'm going to add some highlights on the fur, some highlights on the back, following the shape of the body. Some on the tail. I can add some highlight on the face, above the eyes. This always looks nice. And I can add more orange. I can play with these colors until I'm happy. To finish this painting, I can add some more vegetation, some more branches. And I'm going to pick up the gray blue that I mixed earlier on. And I'm going to make it darker by adding more brown and more blue. I want the same color, but a darker version of this color. Now I'm going to add some branches, and I'm going to use the chalk to trace them and see if I like them. I can have a branch coming from the corner like this, some nice large branches. And I can have one even in front of the red fox. This is up to you how you want to finish the painting, but I think this would make it nice, having the red fox peeking through the branches. So I'm going to pick up that color with the small round brush, and I'm going to trace the branches. And I'm just letting the brush guide me. You need lots of water mixed with the acrylic paint to do these fine lines. You can do your branches any way you want. I have white, and I'm going to add the effect of snow on top of the branches where the snow would normally accumulate. And some snow on this one. Once your painting is dry, pick up a dry brush and sweep away all the chalk marks that we did and we don't need anymore. Make sure everything is dry before you do this. Okay, my friends, the painting with the red fox is just about done. You can leave it as is at this point, or you can add some snow, which is what I'm going to do. And with my very small round brush, I'm going to pick up white, and I'm going to remove most of the excess from the brush. And with this paint, I'm going to add some snow. And I'm going to blend it with a soft brush. Just going to add a few snowflakes coming down. And I can blend it softly with a clean brush. And I'm going to put some on top of him, because we're looking at him through the snow, really. And by blending the flakes with a brush, just makes them softer. Just starting to snow. You can put as few or as many snowflakes you want, but without covering the whole painting with snowflakes. Probably what I have is enough. Okay, my friends, the painting with the red fox is done, I'm going to give you a close-up. You enjoy this video. I hope you learned something new. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment below. I always look forward to your comments, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any future content from me. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.